Hey everyone, and welcome back. And today we are finally looking at Sweet Screams Twyla, the SUCC doll from this year's Comic-Con. That's a little redundant, right? This year's Comic-Con doll that came out in July and is finally starting to reach online buyers. It did say an estimated arrival date of December 26th or something, but I think that's insane. Were these lost on a boat? Were these just like on the way here? They didn't bring them all. They didn't bring all their stock to California when they did the Comic-Con. I'm very confused by that. But here we are, a few months later, and she's finally here, and she is exquisite. In recent memory, I'm gonna say, so like when Monster High came back. So it was the first one, Frankie, and then it was Draculara, and now Twyla, right? And I do think Twyla's my favorite by a lot. She was kind of controversial. People were saying that she looked like AI, but I don't agree with those people. So I think she's exquisite and I love her. So let's get into it. First of all, the box is enormous. Like this is... like I can't even wrap my hand around it. It is humongous. I also have the other girls behind her because I want to do some sort of like comparing them, like ranking video, obviously, so we can see how the line has evolved like 10 years later. Here she is in the box, so gorgeous. It's holographic. It's so pretty. There are like callbacks to the original box design with these like swirly candy tendrils and the drippy ooze. Like if you can see Draculara up there. But here she is, so beautiful. I'm so excited to finally have her. I'm like shaking. But I was going to say that these were not octopus tentacles, but they might be. I feel like that's kind of strange. They've never seen octopus tentacles like used in Twyla's design, you know? There is a cupcake right here, like that holographic shinies right there. So beautiful. There's the logo with her name and some candy. Some candied apples right here, I think, with like the goo dripping down an eyeball. Look how beautiful that box is. This is one doll that I would be tempted to keep in the box, but who am I kidding? And we've got some cotton candy clouds. Each girl kind of has like their own ice, like candy base, like Draculara's licorice, Frankie's peppermint, Julia is gummy bears, and Abby's ice cream. So Twyla's very much cotton candy, I would say, which is kind of like a bummer because I was really holding out for one day Rochelle being cotton candy, but I feel like she could be like popping candy maybe. Like, what's like a pretty pastel candy? She could be macaroons. And then on this side, we have the diary that comes with, and I think I will be reading it. If not, I'll just like, Namantha sucks. Don't look that my nail is different than the other ones. This one popped off and I can't find it, so I had to use an old nail. But we've got this beautiful artwork right here. And look at all that holographic glitter right there. So like dots, spiders. Are dots still a thing? So lead toy designer Rebecca. I feel like that's where a lot of the hate comes from. People love to hate on Rebecca, and I think recently we've gotten quite a few bangers from her, like Alien and the Us Dolls, Twyla. I don't know. I really love what she's been pulling out, like pumping out recently. So here's all of the credits right here. And then we have this topsy-turvy I guess, synopsis of the doll line. It says, upon awakening, Twyla found herself still in the mansion, only this time in a completely different dimension. She wore a candy wrapper dress, light as air, and cotton candy swirled in her hair. Syrup oozed over her wide, frightened gaze and dripped down her heels in a sticky glaze. In this dreamscape, Dustin too had changed. His fur does now scary fairy floss fluffily arranged, and to make bizarre matters even more grim, a spooky sweet fragrance now wafted from him. Okay, I wish these were scented, but I'm pretty sure they're not. So let's get the diary before I unbox the doll. Oh, I love the top right here all these like googly eyes. And I guess they are octopus tentacles because you can see that they have like the suction cups right here. I thought it was more of a smoke tendril like she's got all over her body usually. So let me just, let's look through her diary real quick. So it says Sweet Screams. Love this beautiful artwork. Gorgeous. Okay, so it says, oh, here's like the artwork. At the Boogie Mansion, one dark stormy night, Twyla practiced making her father's candy just right. Gentle soul that she is, she wanted the candy to cause sweet dreams light as fizz. So to the recipe she made a slight tweak, hoping to make it rather unique. Her beloved bunny Dustin hovered while she confected, but little did they know he carried something undetected. Earlier that day, Dustin blew into a black scary bush due to a sly wind that gave him a push. The bitterness of the back scaries mixed with his fur dust, which now affected the ingredients in a way most unjust. Unaware of what her bunny shed onto the candy, Twyla gave it a taste and found it quite dainty. So like this is a much thicker, like nicer paper, and then on the inside it's just this thinner paper. I will pull out the other diaries in the ranking, but I don't remember if the other diaries had this thinner paper. Look at the illustrations though, so cute. Suddenly, however, she fell into a slumber. Sorry, colorblind. It's hard to see these words right here. Suddenly, however, she fell into a slumber quite unexpected for a boogeyman's daughter. Upon awakening, she found herself still in the mansion, only this time in a complete different dimension. Syrup dripped from ceiling to floor, neon sprinkles replaced the decor. She glanced out the window and got a full-body chills. It was the dream pastures with its spiraling hills. The dream pastures, love that. She looked at Dustin and gasped in surprise, for he was made of scary fairy floss, a fluffy new guise. And oh my crypt, her look also took a shift. Cotton candy swirled in her hair, and she wore a candy wrapper dress full of flair. Very cute. How did we get here? Twyla asked her bunny most dear, but a burnt sugar breeze swept through the room, snatching Dustin's tail and bespelling utter doom. Startled, he chased his sugar-spun tail at a pace so fast Twyla felt like a snail. She continued slowly down candy-coated halls until she heard cries behind taffy walls. "Twyla, thank goodness you've come," said Abby in a voice most glum. "We thought we escaped this nightmare ages ago," added Frankie with woe. Said Dracula, "I haven't had Boogeyman's candy since way back then. I can't believe we're back here again." "I did make my father's recipe with my own flavor," Twyla trailed off, starting to waver. Moaned Gulia in zombie speak. This time dream continuum was upset by this treat. Yes. And then here's like this big illustration, very cute, with all the pets. Just then Count Fabulous floated by a candied fluff. "Find Dustin to make this nightmare go puff." Resolved to save the ghouls from this place, Twyla set off at a determined pace. Watson and Shiver led her to the crypt stair, where a cotton candy spinner whirled in the air. Sir Hoots-a-Lot swooped down and told Twyla, "Be brave. Ride the spiral cone to the eerie enclave. Twyla, with shortness of breath, gathered her courage despite being scared to undeath. Down the spinning cone she did slide, into a place that made her want to hide. The rock candy wall sharply pointed, through shadows bizarrely disjointed. There Dustin was looking sad and small, quivering in the most sugar-dusted corner of all. Did she make them edibles? Dustin whispered, "My dust in your candy caused this sticky mess. I'm so sorry. It's all my fault," he confessed. Twyla told him, "You're perfect the way you are. You did nothing wrong, my spooky star. Adventures will happen in this unlife, so it's up to us to overcome the strife." On those words, she hugged him tight, and the frightmare melted like a cotton candy bite. They awoke back at the kitchen counter with the Boo Crew never looking sounder. "You did it!" they cheered with delight, squeezing Twyla on side. "Now that all is back to paranormal, how about a creepover informal?" "That sounds fantastic," Dracula said, so ecstatic. "But no sweets, pretty please. I've seen enough for a few centuries." "I have the perfect idea," Twyla laughingly said. "Let's skip dessert and have salty popcorn instead." Cute. Okay, so I'm going to unbox my doll off camera because it looks like it's going to be hell on earth. So I will be right back. Okay, before I get her out, let's look at the little backgrounds first. It's like multi-layered. It's a very deep box. It's kind of cool, but it's also like, God, that's a lot of packaging, you know? They had a lot of fun with this packaging. It's very Alice in Wonderland, very much they trippin', girl. I love the shiny patterns that they put all over the stuff. Like these trees look like a bunch of skulls. They kind of look like aliens, to be honest. This kind of looks like a brain up here with this eye on this tree. A dollop of frosting. Very, very cool. Okay, now I'm gonna get her out. Oh, I am so, so happy. I am so, so excited. She is so, so beautiful. Okay, so let's look at her accessories first. Mama, your hand, where is it? Oh. It was stuck on her purse. Okay, so I do have some complaints. First of all, I don't remember how much this doll cost. I want to say it was like $65 to like $85. I don't remember. I think I psychically blocked it from my memory. I mean, I could go look, but just tell me in the comments how much she was. But, because these bitches were like $24.99, $26.99. And it was in the great days of clearance, because I feel like we haven't had like an incredible clearance since like Monster High died, I would say. Like I saw like these dolls on clearance for like $5 at Target, you know? These were Target exclusives, by the way. So it's kind of cool that we're getting a Target exclusive line being revived, or like a store exclusive like line. But also, these ghouls all have some sort of sculpted glove element on them, and I wish they had done that. I am a sculpted glove person. I am like a bracelet person, and these ghouls all have some sort of, if they don't have a sculpted on glove, they've got like a little tuft around like the, what's it called? Just like the, on a glove, you have the frills, you know? She doesn't have anything of the sort, which I think is annoying. I would have loved a sculpted glove element. So let's get into her accessories. So she's got this candy purse full of button candies. It's like a sweets, if you will. One of those like caramellos, and like little gumdrops create the handle with a skelet on top. Does it open? I'm terrified. I think it does, but I don't want to mess up all the things. Okay, and there are 3 little button sweets inside. Cute! She's very jingly, like, I love that about her. And then she comes with Dustin, who comes with a cone hat, and he's completely made from cotton candy, and he is not happy about it. Look how pissed he is. He's like, what the hell? Very, very funny. Very, very cute. Now let's start from the top, I guess. So she has these 2 cute, puffy cotton candy, like puffs of hair, and they're really densely curled, you can tell, but they are kept safely in these hair nets. Oh, she comes with a stand, by the way, but it's one of these clear back stands, and it's not one of the clear back clasps. It's one of those rubbery ones that like Ever After High dolls came with that never break. I cannot tell. Yeah, it's like pushed down in multiple areas, and I'm still traumatized by Adelaide from Us, because getting that hairnet off was a nightmare. But it is in her signature colors with like the green, the greeny teal color, some purple. The bangs in the front are gorgeous, and this is a really light lavender color. Her headpiece is adorable. It is a cone hat with like oozing, it kind of looks like one of those dunce hats with like oozing, what did they say it was? Let's check back to the text. Syrup. So she's got like the syrup oozing from her hat, and then there's a bunny skull on top. Very cool. That's also oozing syrup. This one's obviously significantly bigger. There's not that much detail on this thing. It just kind of looks like a lollipop. The face is incredibly gorgeous. Let's look at that. Look at her face. She's got a ton of wispy eyelashes, the button eyes. This is, I feel like, a precursor of what we're probably going to get from Coraline next year. Is that like a leak? Like, yeah, a very well like respected and renowned leak page was like, yeah, we're getting Coraline next year. So I feel like this is kind of like testing the waters. The peppermint sphere, like the peppermint sphere for the eyes, the buttons I cannot get over. And then all these like little dots on her like oozy syrupy eyelashes. She's got two different earrings. One's a lollipop with a skelet in the center, and one's a dangling piece of candy that has an eyeball, which is a slay. The necklace is a bunch of candy with a skelet in the center. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think. 6 pieces of candy that form a sort of choker. And on her dress top, we have a skelet detail right there. She does have these big, poofy, ornate shoulder pads. I love. It's just 2 pieces, but it's so densely packed that they do the job. You see what I mean? Like, this hand is just bare. Everyone else has some sort of hand detailing, and this just looks kind of funky to me. Like, at least give her one sculpted glove, you know? Her skirt is filled with more of that candy, so she does make a fun jingly sound. I think the skirt might come away. I could be wrong. Nope. Okay. The skirt does come away, and she's wearing a plain black little mini dress, but it is heat burned at the ends to be like the drippy, syrupy motif. So let's close her back up because I don't really like messing with my Comic-Con dolls like that. But she's got this super multi-layered. I do love that little dress on the bottom though. It's very, very cute. She's got this super layered top skirt. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers of tulle. It's so, so good. She does look like cotton candy. I adore her. And this hand over here, just a plain black hand with the smoky tendrils going up her wrist and to her elbow. Very cute, but I would have preferred them. Imagine if they were sculpted on, you know? And then on this leg, we have this smoky peppermint tendril, and she's got the cotton candy heels. Like, this is like the holder for the cotton candy, but we have these skulls in the front. So it kind of looks like ice cream a little bit. It's giving a little bit of Abby's heels. I'll show you that in like the full comparison between all of them. But all the syrup dripping, so, so cute. And then this heel has a coil going up the side. The shoe, I do love that it's 2 different shoes. I think everyone else has the same shoe. So it's like 2 different styles because like she doesn't have the smoky tendrils on this side. This is more like a tattoo, I would say. But look at that skull. It's so cool. Okay, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this school. How does she rank for you amongst the new Comic-Con dolls? Not like all Comic-Con dolls, just since Monster High came back. The revival dolls, I would say. So that would be Frankie, Draculara, and Twyla. Like, am I missing someone? Frankie, Draculara, and Twyla, right? Right? Okay, so let me know your thoughts and opinions, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!